Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the March 2nd edition of Courtside with Coach Crist. I'm Greg Crist. Over on the far left is Mr. Dave Gorby, my co-host. Young guy sitting here in the middle of us is our special guest tonight. That is Davon Marion, who has just been named the new head football coach at Oak Hill High School. Davon, we appreciate you taking a little time to come over and talk to us tonight.
Hey, I appreciate both of you guys, honestly, man. This is a blessing, honestly, just to be on the show. I've watched a few of you guys' shows, so just being invited here, I'll take it every time.
Usually people who have watched the show are hesitant to be on. They're like, we don't want to be part of that.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate that, and we appreciate you coming out. We are out here on Gatewood Road in the what we call the Mystery Hole, McGuffin's Mystery Hole out here where we hide out in the studio. Tonight we have, again, Davon Marion with us. We're going to talk to Coach Benitez Jackson as well from the basketball team. He had a big win last night, so we're going to talk to him about that. Coach Gorby sitting over here is a part of all of this, and we'll talk to him a little bit about some of this stuff as well. We also, at the beginning of every show, we like to throw out some thank yous to people that help us with our guests. We've had some really special guests on and continue to do that, and we get some help from folks that help us, connect us with these people. Jeff Campbell, Steve Crozier, Mike Dunlap, Frank Fear, Mark Parsons, Dale Wolfley, Greg Tidd, Tex Williams, Mike Loving, and my sister Robin Keener, who hooked us up with Bud Foster there a couple of weeks ago from Virginia Tech. So we appreciate them. We also always go out to our One Eye in the Sky, and we'll do that right now. This is our One Eye in the Sky Chopper One traffic and weather guy, Muggy McLeod. Muggy, how you doing tonight?
Hey, good evening, Coach. Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Doing great, Muggy. Doing great.
Well, good evening, Coach. This is Muggy McLeod with my sassy co-pilot, Mickey Raines, and your One Eye in the Sky NRN Chopper One Traffic and Weather Team report. Misty has us flying along the banks of the mighty Ohio tonight, heading back towards Wheeling, West Virginia, where the Mountain Conference tournament action tips off today at the West Banco Arena.
Yep. I watched a little bit of that. Not good for Wheeling so far.
No, not good at all, Coach. They, well, I won't say that. Anyway, going off script is not a good idea.
I got you.
Uncensored radio.
Yep, give you
okay. As you know, the West Banco Arena is home of the Wheeling Millers and their overly aggressive mascot, Spike.
Yes, Spike.
You for him, don't you, Coach?
Yes, I remember Spike. I had to put a little whooping on him up there one night.
Yes, sir. He hasn't been right since.
That's what they get for having Frosty Fridays.
That's correct. Not enough fire hydrants around for old Spike and the fans on Frosty Fridays.
That's right. That's right.
So what I want to say to everybody is come on out and enjoy some great popcorn, very good basketball, and the commish, or a.k.a. my buddy Reed, as he walks around pointing at everyone like he knows them and like he's ready for re-election for the Conference Concussion Committee.
And I'm guessing he's dressed to the nines, too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, Coach, Misty has us leaving a wake behind in the Ohio as she zips past Moundsville. Nothing is there but a big old mound of dirt and a really old abandoned prison.
Yep.
I see now why no one wanted in and everyone was made to get in. Although I will say, Mama's Polka Dot Cafe is a great spot. Get it? Spot to dine.
All right.
Located 2 blocks behind the John Marshall High School football stadium. Case inquiries want to know. There's certainly not any football ever played at John Marshall High School. Anyway, Coach, excuse me, kind of has their basketball team last week down 45-10 at halftime.
Yep.
Morgantown High. As we move along over to the official West Virginia State Flowers, which will be the Dollar General, and some great clips. We see no traffic issues along the cleverly named streets of Moundsville. You ready?
Yes, ready.
They are 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th Street.
Bet they put some thought into that, didn't they?
Yes, sir. And guess where Center Street is located, Coach?
Where's that? Right in the center of town.
In there. Very good. So cleverly. Okay. Sorry for that hard trivia, Coach.
Yep.
Those streets run parallel to Ash, Oak, Walnut, Hickory, Locust, Pine, Maple, and for you tree aficionados, Linden Street.
Oh. Never heard of that one.
Ready? And now, for our news segment, Muggy explains something very unimportant. Okay, Coach. Lindens, since you were wondering, are large, graceful, deciduous trees.
Oh.
The asymmetrical leaves are heart-shaped and coarsely toothed. The fragment, I'm sorry, that fragment from my cough, anyway, the fragrant green-collared flowers are bisexual and pollinated by insects. The small globular fruits characteristically hang from the narrow leafy bracts, which may aid in dispersal. The plants are easily cultivated by cuttings and grafting, but are particularly prone to attack by aphids. The American linden is also known as basswood. Coach. Okay.
Known as what?
Enough of that new segment. Anyway, now moving over McMecken, there's nothing there. I just like saying McMecken. And into Wheeling, where there is major road construction, bridge repair, sidewalk construction, utility installation, and building construction going on all over the city. Because this town needed an enema, Coach.
Yes, it did. Sure did.
And for all you other very well-informed individuals listening, Wheeling is also the former location of the West Virginia State Capitol.
Yeah. Yep, sure was.
Needed a new one, Coach.
Yep.
Anyway, just be careful driving downtown on your way to the MEC tournament. It's quite an adventure. Maybe more exciting than the basketball at the arena.
Yeah,
Just saying.
that probably is. Yeah.
Okay, Coach, on to the weather. Sponsored by the Moundsville State Penitentiary, where if you mention this shout out to them, you'll get a special paranormal tour guide by the name of Posey, who knows where all the ghosts are hidden.
Wow.
Yes, among other things. So today's weather was unusually not so crappy, but tonight will probably be even crappy since the rain's coming in and crappy this weekend.
Yep.
But spring is just around the corner, so don't fret because it will probably rain and be crappy all the way until April.
Yep, you're probably right.
Look forward to that, Coach.
Yep.
Anyway.
I believe them trees got you a little allergic reaction there. Seem to be coughing an awful bit.
You caught me enjoying some peanuts there, right? It's called. And I believe there's one stuck in my left ventricle. Anyway, before I go, I have some sad breaking news in the music world today, Coach.
What's that?
It was announced today that after 20 years, the LC Brothers Band will be calling it quits from their famed tri-state tour, citing old age and a desire to do more exciting things like sit around the house for no reason.
Oh, well.
The music world will never be the same, and neither will. Okay, Coach, that does it for me and my speedy sidekick, Mr. Rains, and your one eye in the sky, NRN Shabba One's Rabbit and Weather's in the board.
All right, Muggy.
Out.
All right, thank you for the call. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, Muggy. Muggy McLeod. Davon, you can now see that we do some silly stuff. And that's one of them.
Hey, it's all part of it, man. I'm here to enjoy the show.
Muggy's our traffic and weather guy. He gets a little carried away with himself sometimes, don't he, Gorb?
Well, he's trying to throw a new segment in there with himself.
Yeah,
and,
never cleared that with the producer.
No, I think it just needs to be wiped.
Yeah, we need to strike that from the record and not have that anymore. So I'll have to let him know that. We also have an audience caller here just a little bit who
yes,
ironically sounds a lot like Muggy McLeod. I don't know. It isn't. It's not him, but it does sound a lot like him. So we'll get to that here in just a little bit. We want to, again, thank our guest from last week. Again, we had a guy on here that most people recognize his voice before they recognize the face. Frank Blake, the voice of the Charleston Civic Center and the state tournament down there, was on with us.
Called his name a few times.
Oh, yeah.
A few times
yes,
that night.
He did, yep. And it's like I told him, any memory we have of the state tournament as a coach or player, that memory somehow includes Frank Blake because you can hear his voice.
Yeah.
And you may not know his name, but you hear that voice in your head announcing that state tournament.
Devon, this is his 50th state tournament.
Oh, yeah. He's been doing it for a long time.
Man. Yeah, he's a legend right now.
He's the voice of the state tournament doing that.
Yeah, man.
Yep, very humble guy, too. And I didn't realize it, but he's 86 years old, and he told me the other night that he was doing his 35th game of the year already. Hadn't even got to the state tournament yet, and he does all volunteer work, I mean, just a pretty fascinating guy, a lot of fun too. But he did some calls. I don't know if you heard yours or not, Gorb.
Yes, I heard my name. He said my name.
Yep,
and, he said my name a few times in history, anyways. But I finally got it on recording. So
I guess you heard what he did to me.
Yeah. He didn't say your name, Coach.
He said, "No, head coach from Midland Trail. Last but not least, of course." And he stopped and he was like, What was your name again?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Got you good. He got you, man.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But that was a lot of fun talking to him. We also talked to Chad Metter last week as well, who had a victorious team in the sectional championship. Last night we called their game, and they were victorious in the regional tournament. So they'll be moving on to the state tournament. So that was a lot of fun talking.
Yeah, they got the number one seed.
Yep, number one seed, and they're playing pretty good right now. They didn't score a lot last night. They didn't shoot well, but they play good defense.
Just about getting the job done right now.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
Hey, just move in advance.
However it takes to win, man. Whatever it takes, just win.
They don't ask you how much. They ask you if.
Yes.
Did you win or not?
That's the key.
Anyway, that's kind of the stuff that's been going on here, and we're going to take a break here in just a minute. We're going to call Coach Benitez Jackson, get him on the phone, talk to him a little bit about his game last night with Greenbrier East. They won the big sectional tournament game, first game of the tournament last night. Went up to Fairleigh and knocked those guys off on their home court. Major accomplishment, and we're tickled to death for Coach Jackson and the Oak Hill squad, and we'll get him here on just in a minute. Talk to him a little bit about that. We also want to remind everybody, make sure you go on YouTube, like us, and subscribe. And Facebook, give us a like, comment, whatever you want to do. We're also on Roku TV if you want to get on there and check it out as well. We appreciate the likes and subscribes. Those are going up, and we appreciate that. That helps us out a bunch. So we thank you for that. All right, let's get us a quick break in. When we come back, we will have Coach Benitez Jackson on the line talking about Oak Hill's big win last night over Greenbrier East. Stay with us, everybody. You're watching Courtside with Coach Crist on the New River Network. Coach Crist Show, Greg Crist, Dave Gorby, and Davon Marion here in the studio with us. And on the phone, we have the victorious coach of the Oak Hill Red Devils, Benitez Jackson, with us. Coach Jackson, congratulations on a huge win last night. You went up to Greenbrier East, and you worked those guys over pretty good.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I thought our guys played well. I thought, we shot the ball the best we have all year. I thought we rebounded the basketball the best we have all year. So, I was really proud of the effort that we really put into. I thought we were locked in from the start. I think we just locked in. Our guys really played hard more to win the game, really.
Right. You, I know you guys been playing pretty well here lately. But a tall order to go on somebody's home court, especially a team as good as Greenbrier East, and knock those guys off. We said last night on the air when we were doing a girls' game, we were talking about your guys' section and how evenly matched that section is, and you guys, point or two away from hosting the game, and so it's a very evenly matched section. I would think this has to do a great deal for your kids' confidence going into the championship game.
I think so. Like you said, I think we were a couple foul shots away from being number 2 seed,
right.
Against Woodrow. So I think our confidence was kind of high going in, but I think after yesterday, I would hope the kids' confidence is really high.
Right.
And hopefully we can carry that momentum like we talked about today, carrying that momentum into practice today and tomorrow, and hopefully that carries on to go to Princeton, because we got another tall task going to Princeton. Those guys.
Yep. And I was going to ask you about Princeton. I know you guys close games during the season. What's your thoughts on that? I know you wouldn't go if you didn't think you could win. What's going to be the keys over there?
Well, I think they beat us pretty good over there.
Yeah.
I think limiting our turnovers. I think that's kind of been the key for us all year long. We played them there. It was 10-10, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. We turned the ball over 3 or 4 straight times. They hit some threes. By the time we looked up at the end of the first, it was 21-10. So,
yeah.
And that's kind of ball game for us. And so we tried to climb back, and we had to change what we wanted to do in the game. You're down that much, and we ended up losing by 19. Here, we was able to control. I think we was able to control the tempo a little bit more. We didn't turn it over as much. I thought we rebounded a lot better. So I think that's kind of the key for us, is to kind of, if we don't turn the ball over, we're able to control the tempo that way, and we get more, like we tell our kids, we get more shots at the rim. It's obvious. You get more shots at the rim, you don't turn it over.
Yep.
When we lost to them down there, and it's kind of the same thing with Greenbrier East. We looked at the stats. Against Greenbrier East, they scored 25% of their points in turnovers against us, and 75% of their points were in the lane.
Right. Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing with Princeton. When they beat us, they got 19 of their points were off our turnovers, and a lot of them was in the lane. So, our game plan is not a lot different than what we wanted to do at East. Not turn the ball over, get more shots at the rim, keep them out of the paint, rebound the basketball, and we think that gives us the best chance to win games.
Awesome. You guys got anything for the coach?
Hey, I'm just glad you're representing Fayette County, man. That was a big time win against Greenbrier East, and like Coach said, that's a hard place to win, man. So I'm just enjoying watching the Fayette County team have some success right now. It's an
man, I
exciting time.
appreciate it, man. And hey, we're glad to have you back in town, back in the county, man. We've been watching you from afar, from the last couple of years, and seeing the work that you guys done at Princeton, the success you guys had. So we're looking forward to having you at Oak Hill, and some of that success can translate it. We know I think you know what a winner looks like, and we know we're gonna get that hopefully going here with our kids.
Coach, I tell you what, man, congratulations again, and good luck going over to Princeton. That's Friday night, correct? And the good thing about it is, you got at least 2 more games, and you get a chance, if you do happen to get beat Friday, you got a chance to redeem yourself in the region. So that's got to be a good feeling too. So good luck to you. We'll be watching for sure. I hope you can pull it out, man. We're looking forward to it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys having me. I hope we can too. I'm really happy for my kids.
Yep.
I think they really played hard. I was really proud of them last night. I think a lot of times you look at the negative as a coach when you come into a game or after a game, I think I was just really proud of the effort they put forth yesterday.
Right. Yep. That's awesome. Fantastic. All right, man. Good luck to you. We will talk to you again soon. Hopefully have a bit on next week. Talk about another win. There we go.
All right.
All right, Coach. All right, man. Take care. All right. Benitez Jackson, head coach of the Oak Hill Red Devils. Gorb, you guys went up there and put a whooping on those boys. It wasn't just a win. Y'all smoked them.
I mean, it was a good time to probably play your best game all year long.
Absolutely.
And like he said, we made shots. First quarter, I mean, it was about offensive rebound getting putbacks, but man, we started hitting shots. That's when it kind of just we started getting a gap right there.
Yep.
And before you know, it's fourth quarter, game's almost over. But exciting just to go on the road and beating a good opponent like that.
Yeah. Well, and that's good for it's good for your kids. They work hard all season and they've been that close in so many games, and that's just a good thing for them. And heck yeah, man, that's awesome.
And Coach, you said it earlier talking to Coach Jackson, the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the kids build off of that and continue with the confidence. And they're going to my old stomping grounds down in Princeton. So let's bring a win back to Fayette County.
There you go. We hope they do, man. It'd be exciting. And we haven't had that for a while around here since, been 4 or 5 years now?
That was the first sectional win we've had at Oak Hill since the old bunch, not Jacob and Sammy's group, but Derek McDowell and all of them, and Abe and Andrew Work and all that. That was the first time we've won a sectional game since those guys.
Yep, sure is. That's awesome. And again, to go up there on their home floor, that makes it even better. That makes it even more sweet. So all right, we'll get us another break in when we come back. And again, Davon don't know what all we do right here. We don't want him to feel left out. We are promising you we're going to talk to him here some too.
I'm good to go.
We're going to get some info on him as well and get some word out there. But we do a couple other segments here we're going to get to. We'll talk to Dr. Crist here after we take us a break. I don't even know what he's talking about tonight. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know. So we'll get a hold of Dr. Crist, have him on when we come back from the break. We'll have an audience caller. We'll get our athlete of the week squeezed in there, and we'll also talk to the new head coach of the Oak Hill Red Devils, Davon Marion. We're looking forward to that. So stay with us here on the New River Network. You're watching Courtside with Coach Crist. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to the Courtside with Coach Crist show. Greg Crist, Dave Gorby, and the guy sitting in the middle, head coach of the Oak Hill Red Devils, the new head coach, Davon Marion. And we told you earlier we will get around to talking to Davon a little bit about some of the accomplishments he's had over the years and what he's looking forward to in this next stage of his life, being the head coach of the Oak Hill Red Devils. Right now, we are at the time frame in our show when we do our segment we call House Call with Dr. Crist. Of course, Dr. Crist down in Alabama, he is a clinical psychologist, and we kind of sprung it on him tonight, and he's under pressure to come up with a topic. We have no idea what that topic is, but we're just going to turn it over to Dr. Crist and let him roll with it.
Well, that makes two of us. No, I promised when I talked to Brian earlier that I would come up with something, so I thought about a couple of different things. And so we're getting ready for the NCAA basketball tournament. So how can I not talk about something about NCAA basketball coming up? I don't know if you remember, but probably this time last year, we were talking about the NCAA tournament and the seedings. Remember that discussion? How how important seedings turn out to be in terms of your chances of winning.
Right. And
so if you were, if you're a number 4 seed or below, your chances of winning the tournament are very, very, very small. If I recall right off the top of my head, I think only 10% of the winners were seeded below 4.
Right, lower seeds.
Yeah. And yet, at this time of year, everybody gets all excited about getting in the tournament and what all that means. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of how that process goes and again, we as fans, kind of how we view all that stuff and whether it really makes a lot of difference or not. But here we are looking at West Virginia, who has been on the bubble for quite a while.
Yep.
And they're the last thing I saw was that they might be one of the last 4 in, which means they wouldn't have to play that play-in game, but they'd be a pretty low seed.
Right.
And so the question becomes one question would be, well, would you rather do that or go play in the NIT where you might have a chance, right? Because if you come in as a 12 seed, you're not going to win. Right. If they come in as a 12 seed and won, that would be historic. But the chances are almost zero that would happen. And yet we all really hope they do. Yeah. And so we get around this time. The other thing we've been talking about is how all this stuff is based on numbers, and you see all these numbers being tossed about, net and some other all these ranking systems and computer systems, and how all that plays out. But I was talking to our sister this morning because she's coming down to Birmingham. We're going to go to some games down here. And she said, well, how do they decide? And I go, well, it's kind of funny because they have all these numbers. But in the end, it's like, we don't want anybody to play somebody they've already played in the first round. And we want to try to get people as close to their home as they can be so they can travel to the games. And all this subjective stuff starts entering in. And you all come down to this conclusion, and that is, we're all simply throwing stuff up against the wall and have absolutely no idea what's going to happen.
It's almost like they pick people and then they try to justify picking them.
That's exactly right. That's not almost like that. That is what it's like.
Right.
I've said this before. The way people decide things is they make up their mind first, then they find evidence to prove that they're right.
Right.
And that's really what they do, I think, is what they do in these. They can say all they want about all these numbers, all that stuff. I think they decide ahead of time. I think they decide this is who we like, and they're going to put them in there, and then they'll come back with a justification for why they go. And of course, as fans, we're all hoping it's going to be very objective, and we're going to get a fair shake and all that. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I read actually that if we lose Saturday and then lose in the first round of the tournament, that we could be only like the second or third team with 15 losses to get an at-large bid.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and a friend of mine were talking about that yesterday, and we felt like if they lost Saturday and then lost in the first round of the tournament, that they may not get in. They may not be in. So it's not a shoe-in just because they beat Iowa State, rather.
Yeah, I think that's right, because that would make us like 17 and 15, and that's just not. I just don't think that's good enough.
Right.
And we played a really tough schedule, but as I was reading, one person said, "Yeah, you play all these tough teams, but at some point you have to win.
You got to beat them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't just play a tough schedule and expect it to win you through."
Yeah, that's what I used to say about Marshall all the time. They'd always play a big name school, but they never would beat them. Now they beat them, and then the next week they lose to Bowling Green. So they're taking a shift in it. They're going the other direction with it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know something I saw this week? Obviously. Where are we watching these games at? They're all on ESPN.
Right.
And who's the bracketology guy on there?
Oh,
Joe Lenardi?
Yep.
I seen a thing this week. There's a poll on the top guy, bracketologist, and he's like just number 50. He's not even like...
Oh, really?
I guess just because he's ESPN, we're like, we gotta listen.
Right,
We gotta listen to this guy.
Yeah.
Is that? I didn't even know, and I got on there, and they were like, "Man, you can pick out 60 of these teams. It's those last 8 teams.
That's right.
That you gotta be right on."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
I think any of us could get 60 of them.
Oh yeah.
Any of us could do that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's hard getting the last few. But the other thing too is you always have these teams that are going to be in the tournament anyway, and then they get upset in their own tournaments.
Right.
And somebody from out of the blue that shouldn't even be in there, gets in.
Yep.
Because
by winning.
Which, is part of the fun of it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Except if you're on the receiving end of not being one of the teams that doesn't get in.
Right.
That's got to bother you a little bit. But, it still makes it a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to going to the games up here in Birmingham. This should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we might try to call in and get an update there from the.
So what conference? What conference is that?
Y'all are actually going to the NCAA tournament, right?
Oh, okay, my bad.
Exactly. Yeah,
I thought they were going to a conference tournament. Okay.
No, they're playing the first 2 rounds. So they play 4 games on Thursday, the 16th.
Yeah.
And then they play 2 games. The winners play on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we might.
That'd be cool. I mean, I've never been to NCAA tournament games.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to call in and get a on the spot live report.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I can do that.
I'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
We can give you a helicopter sound if you'd like that.
That might be kind of cool.
Muggy, it's in Muggy's contract.
Yeah, you gotta get a voice.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else allowed to use the helicopter but Muggy, so we might have to come with something else.
Okay. Well, that'd be disappointing. I was kind of hoping he'd give me a ride in the helicopter up to Birmingham. Stay in a hotel night,
You talk nice to Misty Raines. Maybe she'll let you on.
Maybe she'll let me get on there.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you get on the helicopter one night?
That was the other brother. That was the oldest brother, I think. No, you did get on one night.
He got on one. Yeah. Somehow the helicopter was able to go down and you get on like within a second. I was amazed by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just scoop me up.
I think you scooped you up in Morgantown, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was one of those touch and go things, where you just bumping around, picking me up.
Teleport. You was on Star Trek that night, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. We appreciate it. Sorry to put you on the spot like that so quick, but that's a good topic to talk about. I'm glad you come up with that because that gets us thinking on that, and we can talk about that some more as the weeks go on.
Yeah. Well, next week it'll be a little fresher, right?
Right. Yeah.
We should know a little bit more because at this time next week, if they could be playing the first game of the the Big 12 tournament, we'll know a little more.
Yeah, we'll have some more fodder, and we can just keep on going up all the way through the tournament, I guess. That'd be fun.
But how about the Iowa State game, too? Was that not something?
Wow. Yeah.
My goodness, that was one of their better games of the year, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the end of the game, we talked about strategy before. Huggins putting in 4 guards and Emmett Matthews.
Yep.
That was brilliant. That won the game, I think.
Yep, I think so too. And that was a pretty amazing win for him, really.
That really was
exciting.
Those guys, they played their rear ends off. They really hustled, and those 4 guards were all over the place on the defensive end. It was fun to see.
Yep. Just hope they can keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
We'll
keep it up.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yep.
We'll know more next week.
Yep. All right, man. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right. Take
care.
care.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dr. Crist down there in Alabama. And that is actually my brother, Davon. He actually is a clinical psychologist, has a PhD, so he's for real. And the original intent was to get him on talking about the psychological aspects of things. And which he did for a while. Now he just talks about stuff he wants to talk about.
That's insightful, though.
Yeah, he does. He's an avid sports fan and watches things and pays attention to stuff that most of us don't pay attention to.
Yeah, because he taught me some stuff right there. I ain't been in the loop with basketball as much as I could be. So, he taught me some things.
Absolutely. All right. So we are here again with Davon Marion, the new head coach at the Oak Hill High School with the Red Devils. And we wanted to read a little bio on him before we get into starting to question him some. But he played, of course, football and basketball and ran track at Mount Hope High School. And Gord, I've never said this before. One of the regrets I've had in my coaching career was that I left Mount Hope about the time he was coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And ended up at Midland Trail. And the reason I left was because they were getting ready to consolidate and they were bringing middle schoolers in. I was going to have to teach middle school. I'm too old for that. I can't do that, man. But one of my big regrets is never getting to coach this guy because not only was an All-American football player, and one hell of a basketball player too.
I mean, I got to coach him, and he kind of made me look like I knew what I was saying sometimes. Most of the time.
And I don't know that people know this, but he was the captain of the All-State basketball squad in 08 and 09, and he averaged 27 points a game. And I tell you what,
I won North-South MVP.
North-South MVP.
Yep. I don't know that part.
Well, you've coached down at the state tournament, coach, and I think I've been a part of 4 games, and you get down in there, and it's like you don't know how the kids are going to react.
Yeah.
This man reacted. He reacted. I would like to take the first 2 minutes away of that ball game away, but this guy, Frank Blake said Davon Marion. I don't know how many times that night.
A bunch of times, and he almost single-handedly beat Williamson by himself. And
I agree with Coach Gorbs right here. You take away that first 2 minutes.
I
think Malcolm has a real serious chance that night.
And that was a 1-8 game. We may have been one of the first 8-seeded teams to beat a 1 seed in that thing, but it was
fun times.
Man, it was fun times. It was absolutely fun times.
So that tells you, about what a great basketball player he was. He was also, of course, an all-state football player, and also won the state 100-meter and long jump championships as well.
Sir.
So and like he said, MVP of the North-South basketball game. So that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of athlete we're talking about. And again, like I said, one of my regrets, and I sincerely mean this. When I went to try, I knew he was coming. I already knew about him, and it almost kept me there because I thought about it long and hard. And then to get to see him play and perform down in the state tournament was just amazing, and I was very excited for him. And that was one of the things that I missed out on, but that's the way things work out. But anyway, it worked out great for him. He went on to Concord, had a stellar career at Concord, and I've got the awards here. 2010 honorable mention All WVIAC, 2012 second team All WVIAC, 2013 USA Football Preseason All American, 2013 first team All MEC, 2013 Don Hanson Football Gazette All Region, 2013 Daktronics All Region, 2013 Don Hanson Football Gazette All American. So that's a little bit about the guy that we're sitting here next to. And you talk about a tremendous athlete. You look at athletes that you've seen throughout, like in my lifetime, for example, in West Virginia and in our local area. This is one of the top guys right here.
I was okay, man. I was okay.
Yeah, just okay. Sure, we know how okay he was. And he, very modest and humble, as you can tell. Davon, congratulations on the new job.
Thank you.
I know you're looking forward to getting excited. It finally got made public. And tell us what you're feeling right now.
Hey, just excitement. Hey, you just said I'm humbled to be back home and get the opportunity to coach some kids of parents that I know.
Right.
I've known some of these kids since they were toddlers. And I went away, as you mentioned, to college for a while, and I graduated from college in 2015, stuck in Princeton, and just being home, finally glad to be home. So the excitement is here, and I think the community and the school is feeling a little excitement too. So I'm just anxious, really, man, to get started.
Yep, and I think, Coach Moneypenny did a great job, and those before him have as well. But I think, and I always felt like this as I coached, that, every 6, 7, 8 years, you need some new blood injected into your program.
I agree with that.
You got to get that excitement going, get it built up, and get the kids excited about playing. And I think at a school our size, or your guys' size, you should be having 50, 60 kids out, and that's hard to do these days.
Right.
And that's part of the, kind of part of the job. And you talked about being in the building, recruiting every day, talking to kids every day. That's what has to happen, I think.
That's the key. And I preach to our kids that show up the weight room, bring a friend every day. Bring a friend. And they know if they pass me in the 300 hall, Coach Marion is going to ask them, are you playing? Are you lifting today?
There you go.
Come see me, man. Yep. Just think about it. I want every kid that passed me to think about it. No fast nose, a slow maybe, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Just get them thinking about it, and that will work.
Yeah.
And, you get in there, win a few games, and it just generates more interest.
That's
and
the key.
Keep building. And I know this, this team, the Oak Hill team from this past year, there's quite a few of those guys coming back. You lose some integral parts, but got a lot of people coming back that have experience. So, the excitement, I think, should be there, and the expectation should be there, and no reason why we can't win.
That's it.
I keep saying we. I don't really have a part in it, but I'm
we're
a fan.
all Fayette County here.
I'm a fan.
All Fayette County. But honestly, I started teaching at the school a few weeks ago, and our numbers were a little low at weight room, but this week, particularly this week, we had over 25 kids in weight room on Monday, another 20-plus kids on Tuesday. We lost a few to baseball tryouts and things starting, and some guys are running track, and then they come lift after track practice is over with. But I think the excitement is there. Like, we finally getting the numbers that we need to compete. We just got to sustain those numbers. But I honestly feel like the kids are excited, and I'm preaching to them. And we're gonna give everybody a chance to succeed. Like, if you're playing offense, we want to give everybody a chance with the ball. So I think the kids are really excited to be in a spread system and just show their talent, because it's there.
Oh yeah, there's talent for sure. And I did want to ask you about that. I had read the article in the Register Herald about the type of offense you wanted to run, and again, I think that is something that will create excitement for the kids. Sir. Talk about what kind of team you want to be when it comes to that. I know you talk about the spread and that sort of thing. What kind of team do you want to be?
Again, we have plenty of athletes at the school, and I want to be a spread. I ain't going to say we're up-tempo. I ain't going to say we're going to go no huddle. I believe we're going to huddle. That's my mindset, like huddle, make sure everyone's on the same page, breaking the huddle. So just spread it out, put athletes in space. That's truly what I want to do. I think Fayette County is a hidden gem for undercover athletes.
Oh, yeah.
We just got to, I'm just here to guide them.
Yeah, and Oak Hill historically, like you said, have athletes. And, Coach Jackson and I were talking about this last night. I think there's a difference in when you look at somebody and say, well, that guy's an athlete, or you look at him and say he's a basketball player or he's a football player.
I agree.
If he's an athlete, he's an athlete.
Yes.
No matter what sport he's playing. And I think on the basketball team, you got a bunch of athletes right now, and I think football-wise, you're going to have the same thing. You just got people that are athletic, and you got to use that, And while I'm thinking that, I'm looking over at the guy beside you over there.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be with you. I think you didn't fire him. So
oh, no, that's my guy, man.
Gorb's still going to be there.
That's right.
So let's hear what Gorb's role is going to be. We want to hear about that.
Oh, here we go, man.
All right, yeah, man. I'm putting him on the spot right here.
Okay.
I want him to call offense. I really do. Like, I've heard nothing but great things about him, and I've known him pretty much my whole life, man. So, I feel comfortable with him calling the offense. We've already met a couple times, just, running through some schemes and some plays and things. And, I'm a defensive guy. I played defense in college. I've been the defensive coordinator at Princeton Senior the last 6 seasons. So, designing the offense is a little new to me, but, I'm always up for the challenge. And Gorby knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I've heard nothing but great things about him. So why not give him a shot, man?
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
Let him run the show on offense.
And I was going to say on that, it's not. I'm trying to learn this offense as well.
Oh, yeah.
Having you as a defensive guy, when we're watching film together or something, you can tell me what that defense is going to try to take away from us.
I got you.
So I mean, this is going to be. it's going to be a work, but I'm ready to get in there and do it.
Awesome.
I have nothing but faith in Gordon.
And I know, I know he knows it. He's been around it long enough to if he didn't know it before, he's learned it.
I can trust he's going to put the work in.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I guarantee you that's
the rest of my coaches staff. I trust that they're going to put the work in, and we're going to put kids in the best possible positions to win.
Right.
Week in, week out. That's the goal.
Well, and I think, like you said, you got a pretty good marriage there, and I think that's going to be that's going to work out great. I've been around the program forever, and like I said, we know he'll work at it, and it's going to be fun to watch and exciting. Yes. I think, again, for the kids, to open that offense up a little bit and show that athleticism and get out there and play, man. Just have fun and play.
And even, besides just the skill guys, our whole offensive line comes back.
Right.
Our defensive line comes back. And everyone that knows football knows it starts up front. You got to have those big boys pushing people around and bullying people up front. And
that's right.
I think the 5 that we're going to roll with come into June for our spring practices,
Right.
I think those 5 will be the key to the team.
Oh, absolutely.
I've been preaching it in weight room. As long as they're working and pushing each other, our team could be however good as our front 5 want us to be.
I agree. All right, here in just a second, I want to talk to you a little bit about the possibly moving up to 4A. Talk a little bit about that. But right now, we got an audience caller. Who am I talking to?
Good evening, Coach. This is your coaching fraternity brother from another mother, Teddy Spook.
Teddy Spook, and you are, from what I understand, first cousin twice removed from Coach Eddie Zook. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Coach.
Okay.
Fellow and a great coach.
Now Teddy Spook is he's the head coach of the Scrabble Creek Water Snakes, I believe. If I remember right.
Yeah, Eddie, he's a good fella, Coach.
Yes, he is.
A little too soft for my liking when it comes to his coaching.
Oh, man.
I was coaching the Scrabble Creek Water Snakes. We earned a nickname because if we couldn't get coiled up around your neck, we'd bite you and spit in your eye.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Sir. Because the way I see it, Coach, sportsmanship is for sissies and losers. And, may as well be sporting a neck beard and kissing your cousin.
There you go. There you go. Here, you can see the picture.
Yeah, I see him on the screen. Oh, yeah.
Them neck beards, who.
We're going to have to get you a neck beard, man.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, you don't have a neck beard, do you?
I shaved mine, man. I shaved mine this week, man.
He got a little bit of one going there.
Hey, Coach Marion with you?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. Move your feet. Let's go. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Just can't quit coaching, can you, Coach?
Man, you can't coach football if you're on your back. Let's go.
Very true. Very true.
All right, Coach, you can attest to this, but kids today are just too damn soft.
Yep, they're soft.
You can't yell at them.
I won't say that. They're just different.
They're different.
They're different.
Yeah.
Kick them when they're on the ground. I mean, for God's sake, now you have to give them water breaks and equal playing time. Next thing you know, they'll have to give every kid a trophy. Come on, man. You don't want to win that trophy. Rock for the losers. You don't want to have it. Do you want to win it?
There we go.
There we go, Coach.
Right, Coach. Now, I never won a state championship like my cousin Eddie did in '89.
Yep.
But I was no slouch. My career got off to a strong start as a young man in '74 when I won runner-up in the 8-year-old division of the forward punt, pass, and kick competition.
Good deal.
Now, I couldn't punt it, pass it, or kick it very far, but, boy, could I hammer that white line down the middle. Hey, get away from me.
Use accuracy, huh?
Now, look, Marion, bend your knees, son. Bend your back. You can't leave with your head or your straight up. Come on,
these knees a little seasoned now, man. They're a little seasoned.
Up into his face, man. Right. How are you going to coach the Red Devils, man, if you don't walk the walk? Let's go.
Hey, no excuses. You're right. No excuses, man. I'll get it done.
That's right. I coach back to my career. Coach, so after the 74 PK, I went on to a stellar career as a fine center on the Smokies middle school football team.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then phantom injuries plagued my high school career and kept me off the field for those 5 years. And,
all 5 years of high school, man.
I was wondering if anybody caught that.
Oh, yeah, all 5 years.
I earned an iconic kind of statue, with my sub-500 middle school teams over the years, including the Rattlesnakes. But, not as stellar as my cousin Eddie, but close. All right, Marion. I know you thought you'd be a great D-back, but my experience says you should have been an offensive tackle. Come on, man. Let's go blocking drills. Come on now.
If your cousin would have put me there to start in 9th grade, I would be offensive tackle right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now.
All right, Coach. You know I got to go. I'm just joshing with all you coaches on stage there, making me a little nervous and realizing what's wrong today. You guys are too well-spoken, too smart, too soft, and too damn happy. Good luck. Can't be in seats. All right, Coach. All right, Coach. Hey, Posey, jock straps go under your helmet, not on top.
All right, Coach Teddy. We appreciate you, buddy.
The nursing home league, Coach. It's too damn competitive. All right, got to go. Watch the heads, Coach. I'm losing control of my team. Hey, Grandpa, go ahead and give me 10 push-ups. Let's go.
Ooh, get hang up on that. Get that guy out of here. That's Coach Teddy Spook, head coach of the Scrabble Creek Water Snakes. And Coach Eddie Zook's, first cousin, once removed and second in line or something. But I'm sure Coach Zook would not approve.
Guarantee not.
If you know Coach Zook like I know Coach Zook, he would not approve.
Choice words for that.
That's fun. Anyway, also we need to do this before I forget, as mentioned, our Athlete of the Week. And last week, our Athlete of the Week, and Gorb, I don't believe you had anything to do with this for once. You always are on the spot with these. McKenna McClure was our Athlete of the Week last week. She was a Greenbrier East Lady Spartan player, had a bunch of points there against Princeton. They got beat in the first round of their tournament. This week's Athlete of the Week is going to come from the Red Devils, and it's going to be Trevor Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Trevor had a big game last night, 20 points, and he can be dominant when he chooses to be. And that 20-point output came over Greenbrier East in the first round of the sectional. So congratulations to Trevor. He's our Gino's Pizza Courtside with Coach Crist Athlete of the Week. And like we tell always, he gets a certificate for free pizza. He gets some stuff from Tutors. He gets a nice certificate to put on his wall, and his life has changed forever because he gets his name rung out to millions of people that listen to us. So it will not change his life one bit, but he will get some free pizza out of it.
Congratulations to Mr. Kelly.
That's right. Congratulations, Trevor. All right, Coach. We missed this before we were interrupted by our audience caller, but the possibility is looming that Oak Hill is going to be moving to 4A.
Yes, sir.
Here soon. What do you think the challenges, with that? What do you think the challenges will be with that?
Just looking at it, I think scheduling, finding games, because all the Charleston teams play in the MSAC conference, and I feel like we're just gonna have to travel. Like below the Charleston line, there'll only be 3 or 4 of us. Oak Hill, Princeton, East, and Woodrow will be the only 4 that's 4A. So we're going to have to travel, find some games and some opponents, and see what happens from there. But I think that, just from outside looking in right now, that'll be one of our biggest concerns right there.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's
especially if they keep that 60. You got to play 60% of your schedule in your division or higher.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's tough chore right there. So I'm not in favor of it. I kind of like it in basketball, but I'm not really in favor of it in football.
That's where I'm at with it. Like, I'm not a fan right now, but we'll see what happens in the coming years, and we'll just get through it. Whatever happens, and we'll play.
Well, most of the times in these high school programs, it's cyclical. You get, you have runs of good players.
Oh yeah,
and you go in a cycle, and we have all witnessed the cycle. At Oak Hill, basketball-wise, especially when they were the best team in the state.
Yes.
No reason football can't accomplish that too.
That's the goal.
Yeah, and
that is definitely the goal.
So, if you're going to be good, then heck yeah, let's play 4A.
Yeah, let's do it. That'll be the motto.
Oh yeah,
we'll play wherever, whoever, whenever.
Absolutely.
So let's make it happen.
You were at Princeton. I think you said for 6 years,
yes,
which
sir.
blows me away. I can't believe that you've been out of school that long.
Oh yeah.
But talk a little bit about how that Princeton job prepared you, to come in for a head job.
I was surrounded by a bunch of great coaches. Coach Pettigo down there I still talk to him almost every day. Like, he's still one of my real good friends, and just the other guys on that staff are really, really good. Like, Coach Campbell down there, he played at Virginia Tech. Coach Taylor played college football. Coach Belcher, the offensive coordinator, played college football. So I learned a lot.
Right.
Like, it was my first time ever coaching. So, I'm just trying to be a sponge, soak it all in. And from day one, Coach Pettigo let me be the defensive coordinator, like, from day one, and run the show on defense. And, just surrounding myself by those coaches. They would chip in and give me some advice with things we should do on defense. But pretty much from day one, he gave me the full reins of the defense. So after 6 seasons of doing that, I really feel prepared and ready for this.
That's awesome. They let you have that much responsibility. So
from day one.
Yeah, so early. That's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
What has been so far the response you're getting from not only the kids but the community, the school? What's the response been like?
I feel the support. Like, if I look at my phone right now, I'm getting more support.
Good.
But, you know, that's what we need. Right. As a school and a program, it's going to take the community. Right. Because, you know, we're consolidated with 4 schools now, and the travel is like getting kids to and from practice when there's no school will be rough. Right. So we'll need the support from the community, the parents, just helping us with everything, honestly. Right. So I feel the support. I'm hoping it continues throughout the years that I'm here. Awesome. Well, I think they will, as the excitement builds, I think you'll get plenty of support. Sir. And, you know, any of us can help you. We'll help you in any way we can. I always appreciate it. We look forward to it. I think it's an exciting time for Oak Hill, and I think I think the kids will respond, and you'll get it going in the right direction. That's the key. Certain. Just making it exciting for all the kids and everyone watching. Like, let's put a product out there on the field that gets everybody going every week and give them something to talk about. So that's the key. Just making it exciting, making football fun again in Fayette County. That's the goal.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what. Sounds like you got the plan laid out, and you got the right people around you.
Yes,
and
sir.
You're going to have plenty of support. So I think we can look forward to some success from you guys. It's going to be awesome, man. We're looking forward to it. We really are.
Thank you.
Now, before we sign off tonight, we do something on the show, and again, I don't know if you've seen it or not, that we do this. It comes from my basketball course coaching background.
Oh, yeah.
We call it the Shoot to 3 segment. In this Shoot to 3 segment, what we do is we ask you 3 rapid-fire questions about anything and everything, stuff you've probably never even talked about in your lifetime, and you got 30 seconds to answer. Now, Gorby is usually our enforcer, so usually what we do is that we tell if you don't get those questions answered in time, Gorby shows up and works your kneecaps over. However,
man, I got bad ones,
here's the problem.
Right.
Like back when I was coaching him, I was able to practice with the team, and I had to be the guy that guarded him because Maynard knew I was going to be physical with him, but I can't do that now. I can't. I hurt my pinky or something.
I got a couple good runs in me left. I think I got a couple good ones left.
All right, so we'll forego the kneecapping, then we won't do that. We don't really have any rules. We just wing it as we go. All right, question number 1: if you just won an all expense paid trip to anywhere in the world, but you had to take 3 people that you disliked the most, who are you going to take with you, and where are you going?
Oh man, I really don't know who I mean, I got a lot of friends. Let me see.
Somebody in college football that maybe cheap shot at you or something. Or
who do I dislike? I can't say.
That's kind of an unfair question.
That is. I would say,
nice guy like yourself, you probably don't have many people that they don't like.
I mean, now if you want to ask the audience, I'm sure a couple people would say me, but
I doubt that very much.
Let's get Teddy Spook to call back.
He might throw out a name.
Yeah, I'm sure he does have a couple. Yep. All right. If you could speak to one person from history, who would that be and why?
From history, I'm actually a history buff.
Good.
So
I taught history for a long time.
Listen, I'm gonna go Martin Luther King Jr.
Very good.
That's what I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna just pick his mind a little bit. See what the world was truly like back then. I'm curious. Right. Like I'm actually a history buff. So I'll go with Martin Luther.
Yeah,
right
there you go. Get his perspective. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd like to do that. All right, next question.
Yes,
if
sir.
you had 24 hours, one whole day, to do whatever you wanted, no repercussions, no punishments, what's the first 3 things you're going to do?
The first thing I'm going to do is catch up on sleep. I never get enough sleep. 24 hours, I'm going to try to load my family up and take them somewhere real quick, no repercussions. If I could just go, I'm going to just pack my family up and we're going.
There you go.
Sleep a little bit. Wake up. I'm a early bird, so I'm gonna wake up, get my family up early, and we're going. So, and the third thing, no repercussions. I think I'll just go blow a lot of money somewhere. I think that's what I do. If I got it, I'm going to just go blow.
Right.
I might go to Vegas and just have
there you go. Yeah, take a family trip to Vegas.
Man, really good time.
Yeah, I was going to say, the first thing I would be doing is finding me some money somewhere. The other things.
You might strike it rich out there, man.
All right, you got one more. Since you didn't answer that first one, we'll give you a different one here.
I'm ready for it.
All right. If you had to get a tattoo on your forehead.
I got 17 of them, man.
Okay, if you had to get another one on your forehead, what's it going to be of? Right here.
My last name.
There you go.
Okay.
There you
My
go.
last name. Hey, everyone's gonna see it coming. That's a whole reason why I do a lot of this stuff, to represent my family.
There you go,
so
man.
yeah,
awesome.
my last name.
Awesome. All right, Coach. Again, we appreciate you coming out to the studio.
You guys having us on,
we will definitely have you back, of course.
Yes. Anytime. This is great.
Yep.
Man.
Probably right before the season, we'll get you on here, talk about your team a little bit. We look forward to watching you guys, following you. And like I said, we know it's going to be successful, and we know you're raring to get to work and get started.
That's it.
I know you are, and that's pretty awesome that you've got this position, and you're a young guy, so you got a lot of energy and a lot of time left to do this, and it's gonna be fun.
I'm
man.
here for the long haul, man.
That's awesome.
So I'll be around for a long while.
That's awesome.
The plan.
That's awesome, and we're looking so forward to it and following you and watching you play. That's gonna do it for tonight. So we appreciate it.
Thank you.
David gonna be
This is our professionally produced theme song.
And smart as can be.
I like it. I like it.
He's talking with special guests week after week. Courtside with Coach Crist. So switch to NRN and take a long peek. Courtside with Coach Crist. Courtside with Coach Crist. Courtside with Coach Crist. Courtside with Coach Crist.
All right, that's going to do it for tonight. Again, we appreciate Davon Marion stepping in to join us. We will have him back for sure, the new head coach at Oak Hill High School, head coach of the Red Devils, and we are looking so forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting and entertaining, I'm sure. Also,
go Devils.
That's right, go Devils. And Coach Gorby, appreciate you. Gorb, right in the middle of all this, assistant basketball coach. Will be the new offensive coordinator for the football team. Pretty exciting times for everybody around here. Again, we appreciate you tuning in, watching us. I think we got some ball games coming up here in the near future, so you want to check those out as well. And we'll be back with you next Thursday night here on the Courtside with Coach Crist show. For Dave Gorby and Davon Marion, I am Greg Crist. Good night, everybody.